Okie dokie, we should be live right now, and we are getting ready to go. All right, today on whatchamado, we're going to be looking at episode 4 of this dipshit's continuing thing against my book, Kissing and Shitting the Stars, which is admittedly one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever wrote. I wrote it with I wrote it with I wrote it with that fucking Dragon Speak program. So a lot of spelling errors in there. Anyway, let's deal with this dipshit's video.
Different day, different shirt, same old bullshit. And that means I'm going to be doing another...
And I like how this guy is like, he's kind of like my age. I'm 36 today. And he's fucking, like, really? You can't do any better than the free UCAM software?
Another fucking episode of the prose that's going to make me want to kill myself, or Corpse's prose.
I am happy I could help you accomplish this goal.
In the form...
Because you're probably one of these sad, sorry anime fans that hates everything in life.
Form of the book in big...
And probably is one of these people constantly bitching how Goku could beat the shit out of Superman.
Fucking air quotes. Kissing and Shitting the Stars, and look at the stars today. We left off with Katherine Heigl. Now we're going to Taylor Swift. Just how many guys are you going to go through? I mean, you're 22, 23, and already you've dated more men than there are in the city of Chicago. Get a little bit jealous. You go through guys quicker than...
Well, I don't really want to date guys, so no.
I go through beer. So you're admitting you're an alcoholic.
How long does it take you to get through a beer?
At this fucking point.
What a shock. The fat anime neckbeard doesn't know what a joke is.
I don't know what causes this either. You're not ugly. In fact, most would say you're fucking hot.
Oh, really? Really? Just to disagree with me, you're going to actually say that Taylor Swift is... Well, he's actually... I've already watched this video. He's kind of going to prove that maybe he doesn't like girls.
Bit of a...
Which is fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Fucking... political neophyte, and just, I'm not going to talk about politics at all. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so she's ugly. So Taylor Swift loses hotness points because she's the one goddamn celebrity that doesn't constantly drone on and on about fucking politics. That's why I like Taylor Swift. It's the only reason why I like her. I can't stand her music. She's hot. But because she doesn't feel the need to tell her political opinion every 15 seconds.
I'm not going to condemn fucking white supremacists because reasons.
Why should she? I mean, it's not going to stop them if a group of white supremacist assholes want to say that she's an Aryan goddess. There's very little Taylor Swift can actually do about it. Like, what can she do? I mean, a bunch of Aryan supremacist assholes could say, I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. I can say, go fuck yourself, but that's about it.
You don't seem like a complete bitch, although I've never met you. But you're fine with making assumptions about other fucking people, about them being bitches.
Yes, because I do this based on evidence. Like Lena Dunham being a cunt.
You just... Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. You don't seem like it. You just don't seem like it. You don't need the extra fucking you. I haven't seen you have an emotional outburst, psychotic yelling fit, or even a drunken rampage like other stars. She...
Okay, here's a thought to get better, young one. Think of your joke while you're reading.
Has to have them. She just doesn't have them publicly.
Oh, she has to have them. She can't just be a down-to-earth star that goes out and sings and does her job and goes to bed. No, she has to have these yelling fits and meltdowns and abusing her staff because she won't condemn people to your satisfaction.
People.
She won't condemn Trump because he's making it slightly harder for your lazy, sorry ass to get your free handouts. $20 says this guy doesn't work. $20 says this sorry, sad sack of shit spends his day reading fucking MAGA comics and complaining about how much the world sucks, despite getting a bunch of free government money because he has mental problems. He's got a mental problem. It's called he's bitter. He's as bitter as an 85-year-old man despite being 30, I think he said he's.
So what's the deal, Taylor? Why can't you find the one? The only thing I can think of is that in a music video you have a lot of people dressed up in furry costumes as you yourself are dressed in pajamas. Is that true? Are you a furry? Even though furries would be ones that are also dressed in costumes.
Maybe she's the dom. Maybe she's the human caretaker of all the furry animals. I don't know.
Do you follow the same stupid logic most women have when they get attracted to a guy? Getting attracted to the same walking disaster and expecting a different result. Are you one of those women that...
Really? Nothing there? You couldn't have come up with anything.
Like Project...
Then just fucking keep moving on.
Men and are shocked to find out that's just the way they are. Hell, do you just like girls or something? In parentheses, that would be awesome. Good for her, because she wouldn't run the risk of dating you, you balding piece of shit.
Oh, yes. There's a real possibility I'm going to be dating Taylor Swift. No, I said that would be awesome because Taylor Swift is a 10. She'd probably date a woman who's at least a 9 or an 8, or if not another 10, and that's fucking hot. Duh! I'm sorry, but most guys, not all guys, but most straight males enjoy when two hot women start going at it. Not all of them, but most of them.
Whatever it is, I hope, Taylor, you find love soon because I'm tired of hearing about your breakups every time I watch late night TV. Then don't watch late night TV.
Joe.
That's fucking easy. David Letterman. David Letterman, the last man standing, the last late night show host that was a direct descendant of Carson. Okay,
direct descendant of Carson doesn't mean literally he fathered him. Okay, it means the line of succession. And if it was up to Carson, it would have been Letterman getting Leno's spot. Leno and Letterman kind of worked under Carson. That's why I did that. Do you get that, Chuckles?
Does it feel good to have the last laugh? If it does, you richly deserve it. In my opinion, you were the one that got screwed out of The Tonight Show. It should have gone to you. You were the host of the show after Carson. It's kind of like the prince taking over for the king. And yet, earlier on, you bitched about people, with the idea of a monarchy, but you're talking in monarchist terms.
Yes, when I'm referring to late night talk show hosts, monarchist terms are fine. When I'm referring to a bunch of deadbeats who get a bunch of money for doing nothing from an entire country of people who should have kicked their sorry asses to the curb a long time ago, then yeah. Carson didn't ask me to bow to him. The Royals expect Americans to bow to them.
Although it must have been fun... Jesus Christ. Although it must have been fun to there from CBS...
Also, Carson still is the king of late night. Nobody has ever dethroned that motherfucker.
Seriously. I've joked about this, but seriously, are you fetal alcohol syndrome baby or some shit? Or are you just...
I've joked about this, but seriously, if you seen two women going at it in your bed, would you just get angry at them for messing up your sheets?
Rotting your brain with alcohol?
I have to get through
You know,
your
have you done
shit.
severe damage by alcohol poisoning?
Have you done severe damage due to having sex with your Weevo pillow?
You must have had a great big smile on your face as you sipped expensive scotch and said, Jesus Christ, at least on there for this all over again. I did love the way that you championed Conan O'Brien during the whole ordeal. At least he had someone in his corner. I also love the way you brought up how NBC was just going to casually destroy the whole friggin' fucking... What if... You say friggin' fucking...
Your problem?
Just for Jay Leno. I love how...
That is an expression, the whole friggin' fucking thing.
Okay. You easily and rightfully so made the executives at NBC look like the motherfucking morons that they are. One final note on David Letterman. I would just like to say I have always found him to be the superior comedian with a superior show. The monologue might be better delivered by Leno on some nights, but Dave's jokes are funnier, and for me, you just can't be a good old-fashioned top 10 list. I'm assuming that's supposed to be you can't beat a good old-fashioned top 10 list. It takes much more talent to write 10 jokes for a fictitious top 10 list than it does to find typos in the Polka Daisy press. Of course, you'd be like, how dare you comment on fucking typos, you know, when your prose is just riddled with fucking typos and grammatical fuck-ups.
The reason I said that joke, jackass, was because it takes more talent to write a top 10 list than it is to scour every newspaper in the country for a typo. Okay? You understand? Or does your mom not let you stay up past 10:30?
Stephen King.
Also, wait a second. Hold up here. Rendar, what the hell? I thought we were buds. Why do I suck? Alright, let's get back to this dipshit.
America's Master of Horror and one of my favorite authors. I'm not one of the odd fans that thinks everything he writes is with the golden pen of the gods, but I like most of his stuff. There are some books of his that hated. I'm assuming that's supposed to be that I hated, and some that I loved. Despite what some people think, even King has a stink bomb now and again. The vast majority of his books are entertaining. I just have a question, or rather a request. Mr. King, would you please stop publishing for just a couple fucking months? There are a lot of young writers, Mr. King, that would like to get a shot at being published. How the hell can we do that when you write a new novel every 3 fucking minutes? Could you just stop for a couple years and get some other people a chance? Give some people? Then you can take your throne back and resume publishing a book a week. Why don't you go and write another Dark Tower series? I'm sure 7 1,000-page books would take you approximately 2 years. You would get a chance to create a new massive world, and someone else might have a chance to sit on the horror throne before you kick them back off. You do realize you can look for other authors, right?
Yeah, I know. I was making a joke about how prolific Stephen King is. I'm aware there's other horror authors.
Like Saladin Ahmed is really good.
Who the fuck is he?
He writes comics, and he's done...
Oh, okay, he writes comics. That's why I've never fucking heard of him.
Books. Shit. It's something of the Crescent Moon? Empire of the Crescent Moon or something like that.
Are you sure this isn't the motherfucker that just kind of modernized some tales from 1001 Nights?
I never finished it because I had to give it back to the library, but it was really good. It had a whole...
Couldn't be bothered to buy a book like I do?
Like, different take on the high fantasy thing where it's like, let's look at the Middle Eastern myths and legends and...
We do all the fucking time!
You know, have it based in the Middle East.
Okay.
It would be
I was talking about horror, not high fantasy. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
a win-win. That's not going to happen because you write an entire novel going through the drive-thru at McDonald's and the rest of us can't. Not all of us can write novels faster than a speeding bullet, Mr. King. You can't write a fucking novel at all.
And you can't make a fucking response video, but yet here we are. I can't write a novel, you can't make a response video.
Will Smith, could you stop hogging all the fucking cool? You're already A-list actor and a platinum artist.
Really, Will Smith's not an A-list actor. What list is he on then?
It doesn't mean jack shit.
Okay, look, I don't like Will Smith's music. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like R&B. I don't like rap. Here's the thing, though. A lot of people do, and Will Smith has sold a lot of fucking records. I don't like Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, P. Biddly, Bimmy, Buddha shit. I don't give a fuck what he's calling himself now. Can't stand his music, but a lot of people like him because the motherfucker's made $1 billion.
On top of that, you've got millions of dollars, great wife, great kids. There should be a comma between millions of dollars and great wife, but could you just leave us some of the cool, Mr. Smith? You've got the acting career, you've got the music career. Do you really need all the cool in the world too? Wrong too, by the way. Thank you, that is all.
Oh God, I used the
Adam
wrong
Sandler.
too. No!
Just how many stink bombs is this guy going to give us before he packs it in and gives up? He was funny on Saturday Night Live. He had a couple of funny movies in the 90s. Then as the 90s turned into the 2000s, he...
I thought Wedding Singer was kind of funny. I thought Abby Gilmore was decently funny. Billy Madison was, for what it was okay. God, what else did he do in the 90s? Son of a bitch! Hold up 1 second. Fucking goddamn fucking Christ. Fucking goddamn amazing. Son of a fucking bitch. Problems with a fucking beer fridge.
He started to suck as bad as Crystal Pepsi. At least you can drink Crystal Pepsi. Can't really stomach Adam Sandler shit.
I can't stomach Crystal Pepsi.
Dramatic roles Sandler tried were a bigger disaster than the Hindenburg. Nah, yeah, not the Holocaust. Yeah.
Was that a joke? Like, you just suck at this! Like, you can't even be good, mean-spirited! Jesus, how hard is this?
As for your committees, COMIDIES, we're tired of the Happy Gilmore shtick. And Gilmore is capitalized, but Happy isn't capitalized. It's over.
Dragon speak.
Over for you, buddy. Please get away from the fucking camera. Leave the movie sets, leave Hollywood, and never return. It's not all bad, though. You still have a viable career in the entertainment industry. There's always your singing career. Sure, you don't have the greatest goddamn voice on the planet, it's better than yours. And again, I don't fucking like Adam Sandler. However, your songs are funny as fuck. Why not do what Weird Al's been doing for 20 years? Not as talented as Weird Al. He tried to be an actor with the movie UHF and failed miserably. He knew he couldn't act, so he accepted it. Despite that, he's produced comedy gold consistently. Again, he's a actually decent comedian, and he satirizes stuff and has a fucking brain.
Here's the thing. Adam Sandler can satirize shit too. He's actually pretty good when he's singing, when he's doing a parody or a funny song. And he's actually, believe it or not, Adam Sandler can act if he's in the right role. So, there's that.
Despite that, he's produced comedy.
It's kind of like Will Ferrell. Here's a guy, his best movie, if you've never seen it, kind of go out of your way to see it. It is Stranger Than Fiction. It is not a comedy. It's a drama. It is his best fucking movie. It's like, son of a bitch, Will Ferrell can actually act. But the problem is, Adam Sandler does a lot of crap.
Go consistently. So, Mr. Sandler, why don't you follow the path of Al? American can't handle another one of your movies anyway.
Can't
oh, sorry, no, it's
comedy.
Antoher. Antoher. That's how you spell another. Courtney Love. You think I'm going to rip her apart, don't you? Well, I'm not. It's not that I'm afraid of her suing me or trashing me on Twitter. I left those types of concerns a long time ago. Anything I could say to make fun of her a little bit has been said by 1,000 other comedians 1,000 other times over the last 30 years.
Oh my God.
It hasn't been more than 30 years?
Actually, no, I think it's been about 30 years since Cobain blew his fucking brains out.
I'm actually going to defend her a little bit. I wanted to bring up the tinfoil hat conspiracy that she had Kurt Cobain, her then husband, killed. I know for the most part that conspiracy theories are demented loons. When you cut and paste their whole arguments, the theory that Courtney Love had anything to do with Cobain's death is stretching even for them.
Well, maybe it's been 20 or 25 years since he shot himself, but they were making jokes about Courtney Love years before that. They were both drug heads.
I would believe that the presidents are reptilians and that the Illuminati controls the airwaves before I would believe that. The thought that we faked the fucking moon landing is more plausible than Courtney Love arranging Cobain's death. Hell, I'll buy the world is flat and Jimmy Hoffa killed the dinosaurs before I'll buy that. Why do I say this? Well, simply put, at the same time as Kurt Cobain's death, both of them were doing heroin like it was fucking candy corn. She cannot deny this happened because there are massive public records of it.
You know, here's a little tip there, Chuckles. You could be pasting in some jokes here and there
about it. At the time of Kurt's death, she was so fucked up on drugs, I wouldn't have trusted her to order a pepperoni pizza, let alone plan a murder.
So, the only joke you've got, or the only thing you've got, and remember, I'm supposed to be the mongoloid, fucking Mongo moron who has pickled his brain with beer, but the only thing you've got to get me on, to pick on me on, is the grammatical structure of this book, which I have said myself is a piece of shit. Like, you want to read a book that's a piece of shit this year, everybody? Go fucking check out Kissing and Shitting the Stars. It was done at a pretty funky time in my life. And I just put it out there. If I'd had to do it all over again, I would have deleted it. I probably would have still wrote it, but I would have actually done it, with fingers and shit. Anyway.
She probably couldn't remember her own.
But really, you can't make any jokes? I mean, this book is made to be made fun of. For Christ's sakes, Kevin Logan could do it.
Own fucking telephone number, let alone the...
And he hates his dick, cock, and balls just as much as you do.
Competence and sobriety to dial it. So this woman in this drug-induced state is somehow supposed to have contracted a hitman, planned the murder, made...
Yes, contracted. If you were a man and you lived with someone other than your mother, and, you said you lived in a townhouse, so you don't have to deal with this, but if you lived in a real house and something goes wrong and you can't fix it, you have to hire a contractor. Like if the foundation goes, most people are not going to be able to fix this. So you have to hire a contractor. So you're contracting them. Again, you'd understand this if you grow up a little bit.
To look like a suicide and then get away with it. Courtney Love, back in those days, could barely leave a house with her shoes tied. Kurt Cobain died of a gunshot wound that he did to himself, nothing more. Very sad, I know, but it was what it was. Do you really think that the police would have missed a murder? Yes. Do you really think...
Really? Do you really think Courtney Love, in her out-of-heroin state of mind, could have pulled off a murder that the police are just going to ignore?
I think that even now, Courtney Love is capable of getting away with murder. She's white, so yes.
Oh, yes, because as a white man, I can walk down the street and shoot any black person I want without repercussions. What fucking world are you living in? Again, if you want to insult me, your insults have to make sense in the framework of reality. Why am I trying to help you? You're a lost cause. Well, you're a fellow long hair. I've got to help you.
So, all you tinfoil hat wearers, you don't need to search for the truth on this one. One final thing to ponder while you wonder if the eye on the back of the dollar bill is actually looking at you. A stated Courtney Love is on every drug known to man and doing them as fast as I can as I eat cheeseburgers, which you should be dead by now. Do you really think that any...
I wouldn't talk there, Chunky.
hitman would have any...
Sorry. I don't eat whip-filled cream Hot Pockets.
anything to do would have any...
How much you want to bet this guy's mom comes home and is like, oh, what would you like for dinner, sweetie? I wanted pizza rolls 15 minutes ago, bitch.
anything to do with her. Most aiming of all, she wouldn't have spent the money that she was supposed to give the hitman on more drugs. She would have spent the money. Wouldn't have means that she wouldn't spend the money on hitman on drugs. Matt Groening.
Thank you, Mr. Grammar Teacher.
Groening. He fucking got the name right at the top of the fucking paragraph in like the little name of the section, but he fucked it up on the first fucking sentence.
At least I can make a competent joke, you fucking bearded jackass.
Legendary creator of The Simpsons, the longest running television show in history, that wouldn't have been a thing unless it got a hit on the... would have been... Yeah. It became popular on the Tracy Ullman show, and then it got its own show. The Simpsons has been on for I don't know how long. It started when I was...
That's why I mentioned the Tracy Ullman shit.
in second grade. I'm 32 now, so nobody else do the fucking math. Somebody else do the fucking math. We see The Simpsons do just about every goddamn thing imaginable. By the time this book it will be published, they'll be getting ready for a crossover with Family Guy. Some people are skeptical about it. I'll just watch it, expecting nothing, and enjoy it.
And also, at the time when The Simpsons came out on Fox, decent chance it would have been picked up without the Tracy Ullman show. Or is that why The Simpsons have been around for 30 fucking years, and the Tracy Ullman show ended when? 88?
After all these years, some people say The Simpsons are not funny, and some of the years I have to agree with him. But lately, I think The Simpsons have gotten new life breathed into it. That being said, I just had to ask the question, I wonder when the fuck is it going to end, Matt? I mean, I know you built Fox. That's not true.
Really? So, The Simpsons and Married with Children were not the two shows instrumental in building Fox. Really? Is that why at the time of going back to the Letterman, Leno, Carson thing, when Letterman was leaving NBC, Fox was a network that was trying to get him, and they could have offered 11 on the East, which would have been a half an hour before Leno got on. But at the time, and this was 92, Fox only reached 2/3 of the country. They were the new network. And two shows built that fucker into what it is today. One was The Simpsons, and one was Married with Children.
I know they've got to be loyal to you beyond measure.
It's been on the show, it's been on the station for 30 fucking years. They are never going to cancel it. They are loyal to that show beyond measure. Now, Married with Children had to end. Otherwise, Ed O'Neill and Kathy Seagal, or whatever the fuck the bitch's name is, would be walking around with fucking walkers right now.
That's not even a functioning fucking sentence. I just have to know, when are you going to end The Simpsons? I know some people don't like that thought, but everything does come to an end. After 25 plus years on the air, doing the same show, Matt, when is it over? I wonder if Matt feels like The Simpsons has been on so long that he feels it's like Saturday Night Live. That The Simpsons have evolved to a television staple. It would be funny if a sitcom like The Simpsons...
It is kind of it's a valid point that I made. It's like Saturday Night Live. It's like The Simpsons. I mean, you could almost replace Bart. Eventually they're going to have to start replacing these characters.
took the same status as the Tonight Show or SNL, where they go from different casts or hosts. The Simpsons could stay the same because their characters don't age. If they did, Bart would be about 36 right about now. If not older, if you include the Tracy Ullman shit, which got starred for The Simpsons. If The Simpsons does come to an end and Matt's magnum opus is complete, I for one won't be sad. Yeah, it's a magnum fucking opus.
Yeah, it's kind of a life's work there, dickhead.
Everything that has a beginning has an end. I'll just watch the episodes again on DVD. Dean Koontz. I'm sure he's going to shit on Dean Koontz. You know I could go on a tirade about being second best. You know about the relation to you and King.
Oh, Jesus
I can do
Christ,
all that, and in fact, one day I might. I'm not going to here, though. I have something much more pressing to wonder about Dean Koontz. I just have to wonder why Dean have no movies or fucking books been made. He's published more novels than Stephen King or anybody else, with the possible exception of James Patterson. And actually, James Patterson has had books. And I'm pretty sure Dean Koontz has had movies made of his books. Dean Koontz.
You could do this research before you make the video.
Let's see. Odd Thomas, I'm pretty sure has been made into a movie.
The only one that I'm aware of is Mr. Murder.
Let's see.
Oh my god, I'm doing a Riley
Koontz
Dennis
movies.
video. I don't really give a shit.
Watchers, Phantoms, Black River.
I really don't give a shit. I can't deal with this fucker anymore.
Hi there, my name is Riley J.
Shut the fuck up, you stupid tranny fuck. Basically, at some point in the video, he goes into this, and I think it's like 10 minutes later, he goes into this long tirade about, well, basically black men that he would like to sleep with, or black men that he would like to dominate him. And look, Resonator's in, if you're batting from the other side of the plate, that's okay, buddy. But you don't need to be bitter and angry. Aren't gay people supposed to be fucking happy? Fuck. You're the miserable one. Alright, he did this a day ago. I haven't watched it. Let's see what Riley J. Dennis has to say about anti-tranny bathroom bills.
So let me point this out. Trans people at best make up 0.2% of the population. So what's the problem here?
That trans people have the right to use public bathrooms and to feel safe and comfortable doing so. I also trust trans.
I also think that you should. Okay. Oh, fuck.
So I believe that trans people have the right to use public bathrooms and to feel safe and comfortable doing so. I also trust.
Okay, nobody's getting the shit beat out of them. If you are dressed. If Riley. Okay. If you walk into Target, Riley, you are not going to get the shit beat out of you if you go to the male bathroom. You might get the shit beat out of you if you try to pee in the women's bathroom. Why, Riley? Everyone knows you're a fucking guy!
Trans people.
You can sit there and delude yourself all you want, but you still have a dick.
People to know which bathroom they would feel the most safe and comfortable in.
I don't give a sauteed rat's ass where they feel the most comfortable in. What about the comfort of the 95% of other people who are uncomfortable with having someone of the opposite gender in their bathroom? But fuck those people. They're just bigots.
Trans people have every right to make that decision for themselves.
No, they don't. No, they don't. This is the thing that drives me goddamn nuts with Riley. He seems to think that the rest of the world has to go along with whatever the fuck he's thinking. And if they don't, they're wrong. No, you fucking weirdo tranny fuck. You can sit there and in your own deluded little mind think that you're a lesbian with a penis. But guess what? The rest of the world doesn't view it that way. To everyone else, you're a whiny, crybaby little bitch boy that also happens to have a really hot girlfriend that you fuck with your man dick. Now, when it's time to use a public restroom, I don't know the percentage of women exactly, but I'm willing to wager about 90% of women out there don't want you in their bathroom. I'm also willing to wager about 90% of the guys don't give a fuck if you go into ours. How do I know this? Well, I've been to more than one concert in my life, and there have been women that have come into our bathroom simply because they were going to pee their pants. Nobody cared. Remember, Riley, you're a guy. Remember being a guy? Going into our bathrooms? We'll piss into a hole in the floor. Oh, ladies, if you've never been anywhere near a male bathroom, especially at a sports stadium, we don't have urinals in there. We have a trough. Seriously, we do. We all get it. We all line up in our trough, whip our dicks out, piss in this big fucking trough thing, and usually drinking a beer while we do it.
And because I believe these things, I have a lot of problems.
And speaking of having to take a piss, I have to take a piss. We're going to take a quick break. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Let us check the chat room for a moment. And let's see. Kurt Cobain did 9/11. I knew I should have kept that stupid thing up. Punch Drunk Love, 24 years since. And Rendar Smith still hasn't gotten back to me and told me why I suck. Anyway, let's get back to this Things video.
With the trans bathroom bills that are being considered in state legislatures across the country. So far, only one has passed, North Carolina's House Bill 2, and it was later partially repealed. So I'm going to talk mostly about this issue in relation to HB 2, since that's the only trans bathroom bill to actually become law yet. But I feel like it's only a matter.
Okay, I feel like because you guys are such a small part of the population, maybe, just maybe, you could bend a little bit for the comfort of the vast majority.
Matter of time before other states eventually pass their own versions. And that's really scary to me because...
How? How is that scary? Riley, no guy would give a shit if you walk into our bathroom. In fact, we know in 5 seconds that you're a guy. Sorry, if you have a dick or you can't pass, yeah, you should be going to the male bathroom. And Riley, you can't pass. Blair White, I think he can pass, but still got a wang. But yeah, Riley, this is what drives me insane with this. You're deluding yourself. You're not a woman, okay? You can sit there and you can. Now here's the thing. I wouldn't support forcing Riley on lithium or something. I wouldn't support him being institutionalized. But come on, Riley. Eventually, grown-up time has to take over and playtime has to end. You're not a fucking woman, dude. You got a dick just like I do. We have the same XY chromosomes pulsing through our blood.
Laws intentionally target trans people just to discriminate against them. So,
oh, jeez. God, no. And, Riley, what happens when a child molester gets it into his head that all he has to do is just say he's trans and he goes into the girls' bathroom and molests 5 or 6 little girls in there? What happens then, Riley? Or what about a school custodian? What about then, Riley? Do we have to let little girls have their lives destroyed because you want to protect your bullshit delusion? Go fuck yourself.
First, let's talk about how bathrooms work for trans people right now. As you're probably aware, most public bathrooms in the US are segregated by gender. Men have one, women have another. Now, trans people have always existed, so we have always used
No, they haven't.
public bathrooms. But recently, trans people have become more and more visible in the media. This has been kind
No, you haven't existed forever. And again, I hate to bring this up. What the fuck is wrong with your arms?
of a double-edged sword. Like, it's great that people are recognizing that we exist and talking about trans rights, but on the other hand,
I say you should have every right under the law, but here's the thing. Your rights end where I begin.
there are a lot of people who hate trans people simply because we're
Or, no, your beliefs end where I begin. You can say that you're a woman all you like, Riley, and I wouldn't stand against that. However, your belief that you're a woman ends where I begin. I don't believe you're a woman. I believe you're a guy with long hair and makeup on, and you wear girly clothing, and you believe you're a lesbian despite the fact that you fuck the shit out of your girlfriend with your penis.
different, and our increased visibility has unfortunately made us a target for them. As trans
Oh, go fuck yourself.
rights have slowly been improved
Oh, really? And I'm a cis straight white male. I'm the goddamn devil. Everyone attacks me, and I don't have a group of crybaby assholes that I can lean on. Go fuck yourself.
these people have fought back against it. So despite the fact that trans people have been using public bathrooms without hurting anyone for like ever, some people have decided that
Really? Shall we go into history and find out?
this is
I mean, I would actually have to research this because I don't actually know
suddenly
off the top of my head.
a problem that they have to address. HB2 tries to solve
Well, no, it's a thing because you become more visible because it's got declassified as a mental illness, which it kind of is. But because you people have started to do this more and more, well, now we have a problem. And because there isn't a line, there's not a line between a cross-dresser and a trans. If I tomorrow come on this channel and say, I've got something to say, I'm a woman inside of a man's body, and start wearing lipstick and eyeshadow, according to Riley Dennis, I have met the qualifications to be trans. Or at least gender fluid, whatever the fuck that is. You people are the ones that fucked all this up. Used to be the only people that were trans were people that were getting the surgery. Now, that's still my criteria. Oh, and if you want to talk about harm, if you want to think that being trans isn't harmful, why don't you ask Jazz, who is now permanently stuck with a prepubescent penis? So, never going to be a woman, never going to have eggs, can't have kids that way. But thanks to this fucking dumb mother, he's probably not going to have kids as a male either. And at first, I kind of did back off. I thought the effects were reversible. Well, no, I was wrong. They're not. Jazz will have a prepubescent penis. Oh, and there's not enough of it to make the fake vagina. So there's that.
solve this non-existent problem by saying that you can only enter a bathroom that matches the sex marked on your birth certificate. And there's more than one problem with that. First of all, lots of states allow trans people to change the gender marker on their birth certificate. For instance, if you were born in California, you can change the gender on your birth certificate with a note from your doctor.
Yeah, you're right, and that's why Fallon Fox got to step into the octagon and beat the living fuck out of women.
Don't have to have genital
Funny, I thought you feminists were against when a man beats the shit out of a woman.
surgery. However, many states require that the trans person first has genital surgery, which can be a
Yeah, that would be my requirement. If you want to be trans, get on in there, go all in, motherfucker.
huge barrier for trans people because of the costs and risks and
Oh, the costs. Really? They don't have credit cards or loans? Oh, the risks. Oh no. Really? Really? Every surgery has a risk with it. Okay, that's all I can handle from Mr. Riley today. Who else should I yap and yell about? Actually, let's go with the chat. Who the fuck would you people like to see me yell? All right. We're gonna go with Freely the. Vegan gains. Vegan gains bearing. I don't want to do the debate. Bearing versus vegan gain. Jesus, how long of videos does this motherfucker make? Jesus, oh fucking Christ. 25 minutes? Oh, fuck. Alright, we'll try this one.
Now, I have my concerns about the
I'm not going to do the whole fucking thing.
treatment and welfare of animals before they are slaughtered, but the fact that animals are slaughtered for people to eat is not an ethical issue I care about.
A couple days ago, I made
Okay, I tend to agree with Baron on this.
a video criticizing the YouTuber Bearing. He made a video about how he believes it's morally justifiable to consume animal products, and in case you don't have
Well, vegan gains, I hate to bring this up, but all of us use animal products. I'm assuming the place you're recording this in is your house, or apartment, or townhouse, or condominium, or something. But I'm assuming in this structure there's this thing called drywall. Drywall, part of it, partly is made out of cow bones that are ground up. And that's one thing that you use animal products on that you probably didn't even know.
enough time
There's a lot, actually.
to watch my 30-minute response video, here's the gist of it.
Hey, buddy, who the hell is used to tell me I can't eat meat? I mean...
Yeah, I tend to think it is moral. You guys are the ones always crying about animal life. Farm animals' sole function is to die for meat. I will explain more as we probably go on.
My ancestors, they ate meat. You know what? I'm a bear. I can do whatever the hell I want.
So, Bearing tried to morally justify consuming animal products, and literally all he did was make logical fallacies. He did not make...
Okay. I tell you what, vegan gains. Take me on in a debate, and I will kick your ass on this. Because if we went with the PETA version of the world would absolutely go to shit. Human beings would be sicker, dumber, and stupider. You would basically be signing off on the utter extinction of I don't know how many animals. A shit ton. So you wanna go to war on this? I'm ready.
make one single valid argument, and I guess out of embarrassment, he just rushed out a shitty response video that isn't even 7 minutes long. Yeah, a 7-minute long video in response to my 30-minute long video. As you can...
Oh, Jesus Christ, because maybe he didn't feel the need to go over every little point, and maybe the fact that you made your video so long, and this one's 25 minutes, is basically you were hoping that if you just yap on and on and on, that somebody will actually think you're smart rather than actually having any substantive content in your video. That's why I tend to shy away from videos that are as long as yours, because usually they're a bunch of bullshit.
Could expect, he cherry-picked footage and ignored my more significant arguments to spin things in his favor.
Murder is a crime where a person kills another person.
See, I hate this argument too, that you have to do my whole video. Because if you snip out 10 seconds, you miss my substantive arguments. Well, okay, Vegan Gains, what are the substantive, whatever the fuck? What are the arguments with Mayor? What are the big points that he missed? I've heard every vegan's same sad, sorry arguments. You know, I would also like to point out that you motherfuckers are the only people on the goddamn planet that have to make a morality argument with your dietary choices. You see the two women down below me that are kissing and enjoying it? They didn't have to make a morality argument for it. No, only you assholes.
Person without justification. Killing an animal for consumption isn't murder.
Yeah, Baring, let's play word games and use euphemisms to justify morally abhorrent behavior. How about I just take my gun and put you out of your fucking misery? I'm not murdering you, I'm just putting you out of your misery. That sounds much nicer, doesn't it?
I don't think I was being pedantic about the definition of murder. It's important to understand what words mean. Otherwise we can find ourselves in all sorts of bother.
It's not murder, it's putting you out of your misery.
Well, my dog was dying and I put him to sleep. I killed him. I put him out of his misery. I don't consider that murder.
It's not
Painful, but not murder.
murder, it's extermination. It's not murder, it's blowing your fucking brains out.
It's alright, bro. I reckon
I would also like to point out at this point that, hey, Vegan Gains, you are aware that every vegan on the fucking planet still lives off of death? It's just you guys don't give a shit about plant life.
I'd be a little emotional too.
Seriously! I love this argument of like, well, a chicken is sentient. Really? Chicken, sentient. You know, it'll walk right out in the road into an oncoming semi. But plants, fuck 'em.
If I knew I was never going to have a nice steak again. And a personal question, if I may. How many times a week on average would you say you rape your wife?
Okay, so this argument might confuse you because it's stupid and it doesn't make any sense, but what Baring is trying to argue here is that if I can call someone killing an animal murder, he could just as easily call me having consensual sex with my wife rape. Now, the problem with this argument is it's a false analogy.
No. Me killing a chicken that I have raised to be killed, my prey as a predator, is a false analogy.
If I were to claim someone murdered an animal, you would immediately understand that I meant someone killed an animal.
But I don't. But no, no. Murder is the unlawful taking of a human life. Okay? Now, there's a lot of lawful scenarios where you can kill another human being. You fuckers, on the other hand, seem to think that when we lawfully kill animals, we're somehow committing murder. No, we're not. Murder is the unlawful killing of another human being, usually with premeditation. However, again, there's a lot of scenarios in which the killing of another human being by a fellow human being is perfectly legal.
The strict dictionary definition of murder is the unlawful premeditated killing of a human being by another human being. But if I were to tell you someone murdered an animal, All I'm doing is removing that anthropocentric context of that word.
Well, again, let's look at this step. Let's look at the example. The two guys know they're about to die. The two guys know they're about to be executed. They know exactly where they are. The cow doesn't know it's about to die, doesn't know where the fuck it is, and quite frankly couldn't give a shit less. Also, let's go on with this cow. It was raised to be slaughtered. That is its function in life. Okay? We raise more than one animal to be slaughtered. And some of these animals we need to die so that we can live. And not just for yummy, yummy, fun consumption. It doesn't know it's about to die. And 3, it doesn't know where the fuck it is. These people know exactly where they are and what's about to happen. This cow couldn't give a shit less. Okay.
And it's immediately under.
Look, I've beaten back every one of Peter's arguments. So you want to try again?
Understandable. And you're no better than the people who say bacon, though. The only difference with you is you're trying to find clever ways to justify needlessly murdering animals. So all I'm doing here is changing the anthropocentric context of that word. I'm not using an entirely different word with an entirely different meaning.
Okay, what would you like? A world with cows or without cows? Which would you prefer? Because if you get your wish and we all go pussy-ass vegan and all the cows are released to live free, you're not going to have cows anymore. They're going to be extinct because all of the predators, like wolves, or you're going to try to get the wolves to go vegan, will kill them. Okay? If human beings stop taking care of animals, which is what PETA wants. They don't want pets even. So by the way, you having a dog, which almost got taken away from you because you starved it because you're a fucking vegan faggot who wanted a fucking vegan dog. For fuck's sakes. Basically, if human beings were gone, pretty much every domesticated breed of animal we have is gone. Except for like cats and beagles and a few others. But like 95% gone. So what do you want, Vegan Gains? A world with cows that you can enjoy till I get hungry and kill it. Or a world with no cows. Up to you, buddy.
To describe what's happened. Whereas if I were
And Jesus Christ, I've been drinking beer this entire time and I can still fucking do it.
to describe me having consensual sex with my wife as rape, that's an entirely different.
Well, you're talking about me having. And how do you know the cow didn't consent? How do you know the cow isn't depressed and miserable and just wants to die?
Word with an entirely different meaning, and it would confuse everyone. Me having consensual sex with my wife would mean both me and my wife consented to sex, whereas if I said I raped
Boy, that's spontaneous as hell.
my wife, that would mean I forcibly had sex with my wife without her consent. So again, this is a ridiculous false analogy.
And you comparing humans to the rest of Animalia is ridiculous and a false analogy and a false equivalency. Chickens are not humans, dipshit!
Describing someone killing an animal as them murdering an animal makes perfect sense, especially given the right
doesn't!
context. As
No, it fucking does. It only works in your fucking mind. Again, the two guys ready to get executed by the terrorists knew exactly what was about to happen. The cow doesn't know. It doesn't fucking know. Or is that why? Let's take the oldest animal we've been farming. Lambs, sheep. They'll stand there and let you cut their fucking throats. And the other sheep don't do shit. In fact, we've been farming sheep for so long, we have actually shrunk domestic sheep's brains 35%.
That is how dumb we have bred these jackasses. They are pretty much at the same intelligence level as a plant. They have no chance in the wild. None. They don't even run anymore when the wolf comes up, for fuck's sakes.
Me saying someone murdered an animal would suggest they did it with malice or perhaps without justifiable cause.
Well, putting a gun to your dog's head is certainly wrong, and that's another matter.
Whereas if I were to just say someone killed an animal, that doesn't explain whether or not it was intentional or with any kind of malice.
Okay, well, if I hit a deer with my car, can I at least eat the damn deer?
So again, Bering, you are a fucking moron who has no ability to produce valid, coherent arguments.
Really, I'd love to see you in a fucking debate.
Hey, you stupid bear! What the hell are you doing? Get the hell out of my trash! Go on and get!
Hey, how about this? We're coming up on WrestleMania season. How about this, Vegan Gains? Me, you, Hell in a Cell, beef blood match.
Hey, buddy, if you don't back off, I swear, I'm just gonna murder your ass, alright? You're a bear, you idiot. You can't murder me. Murder is only when a person kills another person. Oh, yeah? Murdering up, buddy. You still fucking dead.
Well, the second a bear can walk on two legs, load a gun, cock a gun, and fire a gun, we'll have to change the definition of murder.
Try to tell me to not go through your trash again? Oh, right. That's right. You can't, because you're dead.
Oh, what? You have a problem with that? Would you call me a violent extremist for wanting to kill you?
Yeah, I would call you, ALF, and PETA violent extremists.
Yes.
What's with all these moral ultimatums? I can't just kill people for no justifiable reason without being called an extremist?
No.
Whoa, dude, talk about virtue signaling by virtue signaling about virtue signaling.
Settle down, man. Fucking hell.
And of course, Bering has to take these clips out of context and ignore how this was just a parody mirroring the same illogical arguments Bering was making himself.
Okay, I'll make some very logical arguments for eating meat. Every animal that we grow on a farm, I'll take the three most common: cows, pigs, and chickens. I'll even throw turkeys in there. Okay, these are the four common ones. All four of these animals cannot survive in the wild. They have to be cared for by humans. These animals' sole function on this planet is to be killed for meat. Much like when your lettuce crop is ready, Vegan Gains, we harvest it. I have a meat harvest, you have a veggie harvest, I just eat better. Do you understand? These animals cannot survive without us. If we were not around, they would be extinct. Okay? Fucking Christ on his throne.
Bering was trying to justify
as well as most of the dog breeds, some of the cat breeds. I'm sorry, but no. Their sole function on the farm is to be killed. That is their function. Their harvest, the harvest, is their meat, is their flesh. Yeah, I have no problem saying that I eat flesh. Yes, I eat fucking flesh. And it is delicious flesh. For it is pig, and it is glorious. I have no problem saying that bacon is pork belly. Because bacon's fucking awesome.
Needlessly causing the suffering and death of animals, while at the same...
Oh my God, needlessly causing the suffering and death of animals. Jesus Christ, you jackass! Go into the woods! Follow a wolf pack! They hunt for sport. What about the killer whale pod that kills a baby humpback whale for the fuck of it? And I'm not making this up. There are other animals outside of us that kill for sport. And at least, here's the thing. This is why we're better than wolves or killer whales. We have laws against humans killing animals and then leaving them there to rot. We don't put wolves under the same laws. We don't put killer whales under the same laws. So, you want to try again, vegan?
Same time criticizing vegans for criticizing him for his immoral behavior. So I just made the joke that I should be able to kill Bering and he shouldn't be able to criticize me for my immoral behavior, but it's not like you have enough time to explain any of this. The video is only 7 minutes long. Again, what do these stupid little word games and euphemisms have to do with justify needlessly causing the suffering and death of animals?
For Christ's sakes, my fucking phone won't stop fucking ringing. I've got to call a few people back. I've been going on for about an hour now. I'm gonna check the chat one last time. My fucking phone. As I stated, I'm 36 today, so yeah, apparently a bunch of people want to call and talk to me, so I will I'll see everyone later.